The Cartridge of Whispers, a game that plays you. Ever felt a chill crawl down your spine, a sense of dread that clings to the air? What if a game could tap into your deepest fears, your hidden anxieties, and then play you? It was a relic from a forgotten era, a nameless cartridge unearthed from the dusty depths of a retro game store. No label, no markings, just a dull gray plastic promising something. A promise that quickly turned into a chilling premonition. He blew into the cartridge, the familiar ritual of a retro gamer. The screen flickered to life, displaying a title screen he'd never seen before. The game was called Echoes of the Void, and it already had a save file. The save file was labeled Do Not Continue. A shiver ran down his spine. Curiosity, that insidious beast, gnawed at him. He selected the file. The game loaded into a world twisted and grotesque. The character, a pixelated avatar vaguely resembling himself, stood in a desolate landscape. The progress was disturbing. The character had committed acts of unspeakable horror within the game. He tried to move the character, but the controls were unresponsive. The avatar began to move on its own, navigating the twisted world with a chilling purpose. The game was playing itself. Each action the avatar took was more horrifying than the last. The game seemed to anticipate his thoughts, his fears, his darkest desires, and then twisted them into grotesque realities within the game world. This story reminds me of an episode from the Retro Nightmares podcast. They discussed urban legends surrounding haunted video games, games that seem to possess a malevolent intelligence. This cartridge felt like one of those legends come to life. The podcast episode detailed similar accounts of games with pre-existing save files, games that seemed to know the player, games that changed them. The parallels were unsettling. The narrative unfolding felt like a classic creepypasta, a digital campfire story designed to unsettle and disturb. The slow burn of dread, the escalating horror, the feeling of helplessness, it was all there. He felt like he was trapped in a digital nightmare, a story being written by an unseen hand, a story where he was both the player and the played. The line between reality and the game blurred with each passing moment. He imagined this scenario as a short film, a psychological horror piece exploring the themes of control, identity, and the corrupting influence of technology. The flickering screen, the unsettling music, the growing sense of dread, it would be a masterpiece of terror. The film would focus on the player's descent into madness as the game slowly consumed him, turning him into a puppet dancing to its twisted tune. The ending would be ambiguous, leaving the audience to question what was real and what was not. If Echoes of the Void were a real game, the review would be a warning, a desperate plea to stay away. This is not entertainment, it would scream. This is a descent into madness. The review would highlight the game's unsettling atmosphere, its disturbing narrative, and its ability to tap into the player's deepest fears. It would be a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked curiosity and the seductive power of the unknown. He could imagine a YouTube video titled, "I played a haunted game and it ruined my life." The thumbnail would feature a distorted image of the cartridge, a terrified face superimposed over the game screen. The video would be a first-person account of his experience, a raw and unfiltered look at the psychological toll the game had taken on him. It would be a warning to other retro gamers, a plea to be careful what they unearthed from the past. The game continued its relentless march, the avatar committing increasingly heinous acts. He tried everything to stop it, unplugging the console, smashing the cartridge, even burning it, but nothing worked. The game continued to play, the screen flickering with images of the twisted world. It was as if the game had become a part of him, a parasitic entity feeding on his fear and anxiety. He started researching the game, scouring the internet for any mention of Echoes of the Void. He found nothing. It was as if the game had never existed, a phantom creation born from the depths of his own mind. The mystery only deepened the dread. Was he going insane? Was this some elaborate prank? Or was he truly dealing with something supernatural? Horror fans would revel in this story, dissecting its themes, analyzing its symbolism, and sharing their own theories about the game's origins and purpose. They would see it as a modern-day ghost story, a chilling reminder of the power of the unknown. They would appreciate the slow burn of dread, the psychological horror, and the ambiguous ending. They would see it as a testament to the enduring power of fear and the human fascination with the macabre. For retro gamers, this story would be a nightmare fuel. The idea of a haunted cartridge, a game that plays itself, a piece of their beloved hobby turned into a source of terror, it would be deeply unsettling. They would question their own collections, wondering if any of their cartridges held a similar secret, a similar potential for horror. They would be more cautious, more wary of the unknown. The game led the Avatar to a final confrontation, a battle against a monstrous entity that seemed to embody all the darkness and despair of the game world. The battle was brutal, relentless, and ultimately futile. The Avatar was defeated, consumed by the darkness. The screen went black. Then a single line of text appeared. Game over. Your turn. Don't let the Cartridge of Whispers become your reality. Share this story with fellow horror fans, retro gamers, and mystery lovers. Subscribe to Retro Nightmares for more chilling tales. Leave a comment below with your own experiences with unsettling games. And most importantly, be careful what you play, because sometimes the game plays you back.